You can have all the hooks, all the headlines, and all the hashtags in the world. But if there is no heartbeat behind your content, nobody is going to stay to listen. Because people don't follow strategies, they follow stories. And the proof is everywhere. In movies, in television, in real life. Nobody goes to bed at night replaying a sales tactic in their head. They remember the character who fought through hell and came out a different person on the other side. Hey, I'm Lefty. I'm a filmmaker and a storyteller who has been studying human behavior and brand psychology for years, so you don't have to. I help visionaries escape copy-paste culture and build streaming-level brands that people binge like Netflix. I grew up watching WWE storylines, Spielberg films like Jaws and Jurassic Park, and classics like Goodfellas. Those weren't just stories. They were transformational lessons. Every hero, villain, and story arc mirrored real life. And years later, I noticed something. That the people who were truly winning online were the ones leading with stories, not strategies. Meanwhile, I had clients who were hitting 500,000 plus views on tactical videos and getting 0 conversions. And that's because nobody shares tactics over dinner. They share experiences. In this video, we are going to talk about how your story is probably one of the most powerful strategies and how you can use it to rewire how people see you. In psychology, this is known as narrative identity theory, and it was introduced by researcher Dan McAdams. It suggests that our sense of self, who we believe we are, it is not built through data or facts, but through the stories we tell about ourselves. Humans are narrative creatures. Our brains do not store life as random information. They store it as cause and effect, as character and consequence. And that is why when somebody asks you, how was your day? You're not responding with analytics. You're telling a story about something that might have happened, or how something made you feel, or maybe something that you learned that day. And it is the same reason as why movies, religion, politics, and down to even professional wrestling captures billions of people. And in the online world, story is the only thing that will stop the scroll. But here's the truth. Most people don't have a story problem. They have a permission problem. They think story means you need to have a cinematic life. You don't. You just need emotion, reflection, and change. When you strip away a story, all you're left with is strategy. And a strategy without story is just manipulation. It's a formula pretending to be human. But when you start leading with story, that is when everything shifts. People stop asking, what do you sell? And they start wondering, who are you becoming? That's how I built my business. I stopped trying to teach and I started trying how to show. When people saw me evolve, not only in skill, but in self, the brand grew and followed naturally. I was the one that became the product, and the filmmaking came second. McAdams calls this the redemptive sequence. It's the moment in a person's life when pain turns into purpose. Every audience member unconsciously searches for a redemption arc in everyone that they follow. This is why we root so hard for comebacks. And whether you believe it or not, the greatest story ever told is the death and the resurrection of Jesus Christ. Because that story is the universal template for transformation. Death, rebirth, and return. Every movie, every brand, and every character that lasts follows that structure. So I'm going to give you 3 signs that you're selling a strategy and you're not telling a story. You treat your brand like a business plan and not a character arc. Every post is a pitch, but nobody knows who you are. You talk at your audience and not to them, and they start to feel targeted and not seen. You explain everything instead of allowing people to feel something. Yes, you do teach concepts, but you never actually take us anywhere. So I'm gonna give you a challenge. Before you hit record, you gotta ask, what's the story here? Not What's the key word and what's the hook? What is the human truth that I am about to share? Because strategies do fade and algorithms do change, but man, a good story, that outlives you and everybody. Now this is a part of the video when I get to hear from you. What is that one story that changed how you see yourself? Drop it in the comments because I read every single one. It's because I don't have anything better to do.